everyone. This is a new type of video for me. Miss Ma'am, no more showing your butthole on camera. There's like dust flying in the air. I'm actually going to be touching on my weight loss transformation over the last 8 months or so. I don't know, I've never really had the opportunity to talk about something like this. I've always been generally pretty athletic and fit throughout my entire life. Sort of fell off the wagon, as most do, once I started working, getting really busy with life, and just kind of forgetting or relearning how to take care of myself in the season of life that I'm in as a young adult. When I first moved down here in April, I was the heaviest I've ever weighed in at personally, of 205 pounds. I'll clip the photo now. Now I'm roughly 175. Back when I took the first photo, it was April of 2023. I was pretty content, I'm gonna be honest. I really thought that I wasn't as bad as I thought I was. And by no means was I morbidly obese or anything like that, but I really wasn't happy with myself or content with where I stood mentally and physically. Mentally, I was kind of spiraling down the toilet a little bit, and physically wasn't doing much better. So I knew something had to change, and I just want to kind of touch on my own personal experience. It's fun for me. This is a new topic to discuss. I've never really gone through a transformation like this, but I'm very grateful for it. It's taught me a lot, and hopefully it can teach you some things as well. The reason I started this journey was because, like I said, I wasn't really happy with where I was at in general with my body. I wasn't really happy with what I was looking at in the mirror, and I definitely wasn't doing anything to combat those thoughts up here because my mental wasn't really top either. So I knew that focusing on my health would help my mental more than anything. For me, exercise was just one of those habits that I knew would surpass just a number on a scale. It would teach me discipline, vision, and replace my crippling anxiety with energy. Overall, I started documenting my journey because I knew that I needed to better myself in order to level up my life to what my expectations were. I also saw exercise and health really benefit some loved ones around me that had a big impact on my train of thought and my opinions, really. So that was kind of all I needed to spark the urge and the desire to get started. All I had to do, and this was definitely one of the hardest parts, was accepting the reality of where I was. And to do that, it took a lot of looking in the mirror, analyzing, and picking myself apart for the traits and characteristics that I needed to get rid of. And I was disappointed in myself. When I started all of this, I was really quite disappointed. I guess I already used that word, but there really isn't any other word. I was really disappointed with myself and how I had let myself get to where I was, both mentally and physically. But there are a couple key aspects that go into this journey for me, and one of that is diet and nutrition. Not something I'm very knowledgeable in. I learned a lot from my boyfriend, who's a personal trainer, for sure helped me a ton. Yes, I have snacks. Yes, I have my cravings, but they're a lot less often than they used to be. So the best thing that I did for myself was cut out processed food. I was very much in the habit of buying food out at healthy places when I forgot to pack a lunch at work, or snacking really late at night because I didn't get enough food in during the day. So I thought it was okay because I was catching up on things, when in reality, the cravings hit even harder during those periods of hunger, and I would even overindulge to the point where it was unhealthy and it had me gaining weight and losing energy all the time. Wasn't fun. So I did have to eliminate processed foods entirely cold turkey for a little while, just so I could build the habit and really just retrain myself on the proper foods to eat if I wanted the results I was looking for. The two things that I still focus on the most, but were surefire focus points in the beginning, was caloric intake and protein. The protein intake is hard. I will not lie to you. Trying to make sure you get the right amount of protein in every day is difficult at first. It seems overcomplicated, but it's really not as bad as you think it is. And once you get it down, once you find that number, that goal that you're trying to hit every day, it really does become easy to kind of eyeball what you're supposed to be eating in your meals protein-wise, and it doesn't become so much of a task. It doesn't I don't know, it's an excuse, but for a long time, I feel like counting calories and ingredients and protein was just seemed way too overwhelming for me to the point where it stopped me from doing the things that I needed to do. So face that, protein, calories, whatever is pertaining to the goals that you're looking for. I guarantee protein is never really a bad thing for you. So protein, calories, if I haven't said it 5,000 times already in the last 30 seconds. And now I'm at the point where my main meals of the day are so concrete that my cravings have lessened, which is what I touched on just a moment ago. I don't restrict myself as much anymore, really at all. If I have a craving like hot Cheetos, I will definitely have that craving, but my body doesn't crave the amount of it that I used to. And that's a real thing. Like your body is accumulated to consuming what you regularly feed it to the amount that you give yourself. So over time, it really does become easier. It's not just a lie. Figure out what works to get you progress and treat yourself when you feel like it or have a craving that you just must satisfy. I get it. We get it. I honestly forgot she was here. She's just chilling. I hope you don't mind. She really does like to be a part of the podcast. Mom and Dad's YouTube. So the other big obvious thing is exercise. The first few months that I really began this journey in April of 2023, I was in crunch mode, trying to train and prepare for the World Cup in Ireland, playing softball for Team Ireland. That was a huge event in my life, and I needed to get my butt in shape in absolutely no time. So for the first couple months, I was training a lot more intensely with weights and strength and functional exercises. However, it wasn't actually until I got back from Ireland in the later months, towards the fall, that I really just started to see the dramatic results that I was looking for. And that was also when other people started to tell me how different I looked and that they were seeing the changes in my body, in my face structure, my physique in general. Funny enough, about halfway through that 8-month time period, my exercise really routinely fell off. I wasn't working out super seriously every single day. I was running, walking, just trying to get my body moving if I was compensating in another area that day or just in general. The key is really just keeping your body accustomed to activity, movement, and getting that on a regular basis on top of diet. Those two combined really is the recipe. Like, I don't really know what other way to put it. It's not about blasting your arms at the gym every single day, although if you do that, kudos. However, that is not the vast majority of people in this world, me being one of them. I get busy, everyone does. We all have things that pop up and go on that disrupt our day-to-day. You need to find a way to just continue moving your body. Take laps around your office if you really need to. Go for a walk after work for 15, 20 minutes. It's really not that much time. You can probably find it if you really looked hard enough. As long as you're feeding yourself more continuous activity, get at least a nice grip on your diet, I promise you'll see results that way. As I kind of touched on earlier, one of the biggest obstacles that I faced in this time frame was admitting where I was starting out. The image that I had in my head absolutely did not match where I saw myself going or the Ari that I envisioned as her best self. I had such a clear vision of what I wanted to look like that I found myself combating intrusive thoughts often around this because I wasn't seeing the results. And when this happens, you really just have to break things down into bite-sized pieces. Know that it's a long-term game. You're just going to keep getting better and learning new things about yourself, finding new ways to discover the results that you're looking for. And with this territory, I believe, comes battling the lazy habits or the thoughts I'd accumulated over the years. Every day, I have to choose to show up for myself in one way or another. It definitely doesn't look the same every day. All I know is that I'm just gonna keep focusing on getting 1% better. Sounds super cliche, but that's just my method to my madness of trying to keep pushing forward and keeping myself motivated. Looking back at this time last year compared to now, I live my life so much differently in so many different areas that isn't the same for everybody, but change does tend to cause overthinking because there's a lot of unknown in that sometimes. And when all you see is this big vision, of course you're going to overthink. I do think and believe in my heart that you need that big vision to stay focused on the path. But as far as what steps to take on that path every day, you just need to find a way to invest in yourself in small ways, one day at a time. 30 minutes of reading, 20 minutes of walking, 5 minutes to go write your negative thoughts down on a piece of paper in your journal just to flush it out of your system. This is not a one size fits all. This is all just ideas that I've compiled within myself and things that have helped me along the way. However, I would suggest giving some of them a go, no matter if you're a person that journals, if you're a person that likes exercise or not. Find a way to incorporate your interests with your goals and where you're going. And lastly, I guess I'll touch on some milestones. The biggest milestone for me thus far is a little bit twofold. I stepped on the scale for the first time a little over a month ago since I moved to Florida in April last year. And it took all those 8 months and me finally stepping back on the scale to truly see the results that other people were telling me they saw and that I felt. Honestly, a lot of times I felt healthier than what I visioned in the mirror. And I think that comes from kind of faking it till I make it and just knowing that I'm putting in the work and the results will follow. Finding confidence in that and finding peace in that as well. I mean, I really was shocked when I saw the number on the scale. I really didn't think I had lost that much weight, let alone body fat in general. And I feel like the numbers flashed at me and there was just no way. Like I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe that I was under 200 pounds just because I don't even know. Imposter syndrome maybe. I was just in absolute disbelief of what I had accomplished. I think that was actually it. I think the shock was just, wow, like you did that. And no one can take that away from me. You are showing yourself that you can show up and see progress and continue to get better and have the cravings that you're looking for and satisfy your needs in other ways. It just was a big full circle moment for me, knowing that I was actually tangibly seeing the results that I had been looking for years, truly years. It took me a long time to really understand what I needed to do for myself and my particular goals in order to see them. And something that I don't think we realize is how much we affect the people around us, our inner circles, friends, family, loved ones. And I have just been really pleasantly surprised with the amount of support and positive words I've received from people in my life who see how hard I'm working. You see, I haven't worked this hard for other people. I've been doing it for myself. But then when you realize that you're causing change in others positively, it starts to become a reason why you continue pushing forward and doing what you're doing. You want the best for your loved ones and your friends and family. Be an example for them, but don't let it be your entire thing. Like you have to do it for yourself from within. Just for me personally, it's become motivation for me to keep going. I think that's what I'm really trying to say. I could probably go on for a really long time about all the things that have made the last 8 months so rewarding and life-changing. It really is. I mean, I feel like a completely different person. I feel like I'm starting to turn into the girl that I was envisioning when I was working out in my old gym in Baltimore. And it makes me excited to continue building the vision that I have for myself and what I can be if I'm achieving my full potential. And there's no stopping me now. So I suggest you come along with me for the ride. If you have any suggestions or questions, please leave them in the comments. And I'm really looking forward to hearing from you guys. Thank you for watching. Thank you for your lovely support. And here's to many more years of getting better. Bye-bye.